Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Jamin's Daily. We are going to cover Eat That Frog once again in today's episode. Excuse me. We are going to quickly review Chapter 5, which was all about the ABCDE method. All right, it's pretty long. ABCDE method of basically categorizing and prioritizing your list, which is what Eat That Frog is all about. It's about making lists, prioritizing your tasks, and the most important tasks are the frogs. They're the ones you procrastinate and don't eat, which means you don't do them, okay? So the ABCDE method was all about fine-tuning your list of things to do, and A being something which is super important to do first. B is something is important, but you can put it off. C is something you can let somebody else do. D is something that you really don't have to do at all. And E is something you should probably just forget about. I think that's how that goes, but you get the point. A, B, C, D, E. And so at the end of every chapter, there is an exercise. And so that exercise was basically just telling you what I was saying about going to your list and applying the A, B, C, D, E method to it. Okay, folks, so you got to start on your list. You got to start on making a list that has your task and the things, your goals, and just get crazy with it. And once you have a big list, then you can have fun by going, okay, let's do the ABCDE method and start applying it. Okay, start thinking about what you need to do first. Start thinking about what you can delegate and maybe have somebody do for you. That's how that works, all right? So moving on, Chapter 6, focus on key result areas. Focus on key result areas. When every physical and mental resource is focused, one's power to solve a problem multiplies tremendously. And I like right here, the very first sentence of this chapter says, "Why am I on the payroll?" That is something every employee should think about every day. Why am I getting paid? What am I doing here? Why am I on the payroll? If you think about that over and over again throughout your career, the fact of the matter is you're on the payroll to get results, okay? That's what this chapter is talking about. You got to get results. And how are you going to get results? Is by focusing on those results. And you can't get results on things if you don't even know the things that you need to do, so which means you need to identify where the key areas, the key result areas, the things that you need to get results in what area, all right? So everyone's job can be broken down into 5 to 7 key result areas. There's seldom more than that. There's probably more than likely less. But you need to be good at certain things, okay? And those are your key areas in which you need to have results, all right? So you got to focus on those. You got to identify. So if I was if I was a ice cream man who drove a van around neighborhoods selling ice cream to the masses, my key result areas, what could they be? 1, advertising. I need to advertise great. I need to learn how to do my social media, all that stuff, right? 2 could be product. I need to have amazing product. It's got to be fresh, those results. So you got to get this, again, when you identify these areas, if you put it together and said to yourself, if I had amazing results in these key areas, it should then explode your potential and your results. Which results into making more money, doing better at your job, having better results. Okay, that's what we're all looking for, better results. For example here, okay, so let's keep a look. A key result area is something you must achieve to succeed at your job. If you don't do it, it's going to get done by somebody else, and then you're not going to have a job, all right? So you got to find out what these things are. And so the starting point of high performance is for you to first identify the key result areas of your work, discuss them, talk to them about your boss or with your boss. Go to your boss and be like, hey, what is it that you want me to be like super good at so that I can focus on trying to get super good at that? Because you're the boss. So, I'll make you happy. Once you've determined your key result areas, the second step is to grade yourself on these areas. So if you're like, you know what, one of my key result areas is being able to make more phone calls and being better on the phone. And then when you look at it and you grade yourself, well, how good are you at doing that? And you're like, I'm terrible at that. That means you have to start practicing. You got to get better at the key result areas. If you're no good, the book says here you can be great if you have 7 key result areas and you're good at 6 of them, but one of them you're terrible at. It's the weakest link. It will drag you down. It will hold you back. You have to be good at them all. All right, folks. So here's the rule. The weakest key result area sets the height at which you can use all your other skills and abilities. So again, the weakest link is going to hold you down. You can't use your other skills to get even further when that one terrible skill is holding you back. All right, folks? Which is why it's so important for you to identify them and then practice at them, and practice even more so on the ones that you're not as good at once you've graded yourself. And once you grade yourself, and you'll start to, again, a lot of what this book does is just allows for eye-opening situations, these epiphanies, I would say, I guess, if I'm using that word correctly. But when you think about it, it says here in the book, one of the major reasons for procrastination and delay in the workplace is that people avoid jobs and activities in those exact areas that they're no good at. So you got these phone calls that you need to make and you haven't done them. You're procrastinating. You're putting them off. It's because you're not very good at calling people and having some kind of conflict resolution, some type of reassurance, and giving people perhaps bad news. Right? That's a skill. If you can get good at it, if there's no call you're afraid to make, then when you have to make all these phone calls, you'll just make them. And you'll be done with them, and you'll feel 10 times better. So the good thing about this, folks, according to Eat That Frog and Mr. Brian Tracy, is that when you identify the things you need to be good at, and you know them, every skill, almost all business skills are learnable, which means you can practice them and get better at them, all right? So one of the fastest and best ways to stop procrastinating is to get more things done faster is for you to become absolutely excellent at those key result areas. If you're a badass at doing those, then you'll get more done and you'll procrastinate less, because pretty much anything that comes in your way, you're good. You know how to resolve. You know how to do. You can delegate. You use all these methods to delegate, to recognize it's a frog, and you jump on it and you head it off before it can turn into a bigger task or even problem. All right. So that is chapter 6, which again is focusing. Focus is important. Identifying key areas of your job that you just have to excel at, which means you have to be good at them. Be good at it, which means you have to practice. You have to put a lot of effort. There was this thing, folks, where people, you don't enjoy, most things are not enjoyable unless you gain some type of proficiency at them. So for instance, playing the guitar, an instrument, learning how to play it is difficult, can be frustrating, it may not even be fun, but once you learn, that's the payoff. Nothing that's fun and great and every skill has to be worked at. And so piano, you have to practice the piano and start real small before you get really good. And then once you're really good, then it's awesome and it's fun and you have fun with it. And that's for everything: golf, bowling, Everything becomes easier and more fun, and you're more willing to do it when you become good at it. Same for work, okay? Same for your tasks at your job, right? You heard it here first from me, Jamin, your host of this podcast, Jamin's Daily. So go to Facebook and follow me. Be my friend. I want to be your friend, okay, on Facebook. And then go to YouTube and subscribe to my channel, Jamin's Daily. You can just Google it. You'll find it. And then share it with all your friends. I'm not asking for much. All right, folks? Until the next time, stick with me, folks, because the best is yet to come.